Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beauty Within DK. I'm the DK, Deb Krajacek, and I'm just going to take a moment and make sure that I can hear me. Yes, awesome. And turn that down and get my comments up for those of you who are joining live. Great. Okay, I think I'm all set. I wanted to be outside today because the weather has gotten really delightful here, but I really can't trust that there's not going to be a lot of noise with traffic and construction close to my backyard. So here we are. You might be able to hear some of the birds singing through the window, which is lovely. All right, let's get started. So welcome. Today is the fourth video in the 5-week video series about the believe releasing process. Now, an overview of the believe releasing process is that this is a God-given process. It was documented by Fifth Dimension Earth in the book Believe, and this will help you with your energetic mind healing and energetic physical healing as well. I know this because I have lived it and seen the transformation in myself and so many others that have done this exact same process. So by the end of this live, you'll you will better have a higher level understanding of this supportive God-given believe releasing process, how your higher self and loving guidance with actionable steps can help you relabel your fear-labeled experiences and memories in your subconscious mind to love-labeled memories. And our main focus today is step 4 of the 5-step believe releasing process, and this will encapsulate truth creation and journey level truths as well. So also at the end, if you stick with me, you'll hear a little bit more about some of my upcoming programs and ways to work with me. And as always, you can find the links to everything I mention above in the post. If you can't find what you're looking for, please comment or reach out to me and DM me. And we will wrap up with questions and answers. So make sure that you are dropping those in the live, or if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay, and you can drop your questions underneath this live video, and I will get back to them and answer them for you. Also, I would love if you can say hi if you're coming on live, and whether you're live or you're on replay, please put in the comments where you are tuning in from. It is always so much fun to see where everybody is in the world. And if you're loving what I am sharing with you throughout my page and my community group, please do share this with somebody you love who you know will get benefit from it. All right, so a little bit about me. I am an evolved changemaker, a divine evolved changemaker. I am a 5th Dimension Earth certified healer and a Believe accredited practitioner. And I think I said those in a different order than I usually do, which is okay. I'm your leading edge physical guide and healer. I'm here to help and support you as you're ready to awaken, ready to heal, ready to feel good, ready to live, and ready to evolve as you are ready for your own true, beautiful magnificence. And what I'm sharing today may be different than what you currently understand. That's okay. Just listen, allow this to flow with you, and feel the truth of it and let it settle. And as always, ask questions, even if it's not necessarily related to the exact subject matter of this video. If you hear a phrase or a term, I do speak with a lot of divinity, the language of divinity, spiritual reference, spiritual terms, and that is it's an old language in the whole length of all that is, for all there is, but it's relatively new here on this physical earth. And so ask if you don't understand fully or want more information. Okay, and also I have got my Sparkly cheers glass. So, cheers to the introduction and for you being here with me. For some reason, I am just one of those people who gets extremely thirsty when I am doing lives. I don't know why, but my cells need the water, so they're getting the water. Okay, so if you remember, maybe you don't, maybe this is the first time you're hearing about it, but back in the fall of what year is this? Okay, back in the fall of 2021, I created a Magnificence Journey series. You can find it in my private group. You can't find it anywhere else yet, but I actually will be uploading this to YouTube and probably into a playlist here on this page. So watch for that. That is coming soon. Waiting for the energy to be right and the timing to be right. That's all, but it is there. If you want to see it sooner, please request to join my private group. There is a link somewhere here on this page. Okay, so what was the Magnificence Journey? Well, it was a series, and the Magnificence Journey series is truly, truly the culmination of how I have become who I am today over the past few years. And it's the exact steps that I took to become beautifully, divinely whole, and how I'm continuing towards my own divine, beautiful magnificence. It's really been magical. It's been truly transformative in my life, and it's evolved since the time that I created that Magnificence Journey video series. So I'm excited to continue to share this with each and every one of you as you're on your journey. And then last month, I've started breaking down each step. So each of the 5 steps has a plethora of information and topics that are encapsulated underneath the umbrella of it. But last month, I took a portion, one of the most important parts of the first step of anybody's Magnificence journey, and I created the Meet Your Higher Self series. So if you don't know what a higher self is or who your higher self is, take a listen back to that. It's definitely on a playlist on this page, in my group, and on my YouTube. Okay, so again, another little quick believe releasing process overview, just in case this is a video you've jumped in the middle of the story. Here you go. So the belief releasing process is part of the second step. It is a massive part of the second step within anybody's magnificence journey to true, beautiful magnificence. And it's a God-given process. Anyone can receive it, but it was documented first by Fifth Dimension Earth impeccably in a book called Believe that's about that thick and worth every single word in it is golden. You will feel an overall shift in emotions from fear to love. You'll feel hope and freedom as you let go of the past and begin feeling better using the process and the tools provided. And what happens is you create true, lasting change. So it is important to remember that this process is always, always, always done with your higher self. None of it is consciously driven by you. So let yourself off the hook with that. Just let go of any fear around the spiritual terminology. Just feel, saturate, and there'll be more clarity to come in the right time for you. So the 5 steps in the believe releasing process are: number 1, your higher self will highlight to you low vibration that needs to be addressed and is linked to key experiences. Number 2, from a place of tranquility, you will allow yourself to receive the experience from your higher self, what the emotions are linked to. And number 3, you'll have further understanding of the experience applied for broader connection to the events. It creates expertise around your experiences, though, when you do that step. Step 4 has 2 parts. So 4A is in finding love for yourself and others, there is truth creation. And 4B is creating journey level truths. And number 5 is let go. So you start living those truths when you let go. So, cheers. All right, so today we're focusing on step 4 of the believe releasing process. And we'll talk a little bit about 4A first, and then 4B, and then I have some really helpful things for you. So, step 4A, in finding love for yourself, self and others, say that 10 times real fast, you have truth creation. So truths are going to be created in a moment of sheer relief, tears of love from new understanding. It's going to be epic. Like when you are creating that new truth, oh my gosh, you will definitely feel it. And it's going to be reaffirmed in a stated truth or truths to be able to refer back to it. So don't worry, we're gonna get into this more in a little bit, but I'm just kind of giving you the overview of the process for A. So you use the truths then to apply to other experiences where you need to release low vibration, and then your truth gets applied to that experience as well as other experiences in the same subconscious mind vortex group. So what is that? Well, these are memories that are grouped into what your mind considers other relevant experiences. It's like this experience is similar to that experience, to that experience, to that experience, and they get all grouped together. Kind of like the broccoli on your plate example that's in the book, and I've been using it over and over. So you're having a sad experience about broccoli. What's it grouped with? The reception after your favorite aunt's passing. So it's that kind of grouping, and you don't even realize it consciously, but your subconscious mind groups things like that, and this is where we're heading with it. Okay, and also the subconscious mind vortex group, when you're working with this, you'll be able to release key initial experiences as well. This is where it gets really, really, really good, and you start to move even faster from fear to love. Okay, now 4B is creating what is called journey level truths. When you release enough low vibration through creating truths, like we just mentioned in 4A, you'll be able to do this. And they're applied to most of your past experiences and memories. So the journey level truths it's like an umbrella over a lot of other truths that you've created from other experiences and memories. Okay, so what it does is it supersizes the believe releasing process. This is definitely, like you'll hear me tell you later, it's a silver bullet in the believe releasing process in truth creation. So you will accept that everything that's happened to you was meant to be. It's part of your growth. How all you need to do is just heal from the experiences. And this also goes back to, I mentioned about soul contracts and kind of how those are made in one of the other lives. I do have a whole series about soul contracts in my private group, but this relates to that. Everything, like I have mentioned before, is a blessing or a lesson. So it's all linked together. It's all, you may not ask for the specific experience to occur in the way it has, but within your soul contract, you have asked for something that has been fulfilled in the way that it has in your physical experience here in life. Okay, so nothing's your fault, right? And nothing was nobody's fault either, but God takes the blame. He signed off on your soul contract agreement. So when you said, I want to be disconnected from my mother, and an experience came along that made that occur, and there were other people involved, it's not your fault. It's not their fault. It is what it is. And God takes the blame because he said, okay, you can have that in your soul contract before you incarnate on earth as a physical human. And it's there because you wanted to learn from it, and they helped enable that, those other people, because they wanted to help you learn and grow. It is a very deeply touchy subject to have it framed that way for so many. But once you actually start going through this process, if you really truly want true lasting change and to have that freedom on the other side and feel the love for yourself and for God and for all that is, You have to come to a place where you can accept that. Now, you don't just go there 0 to 60 like a race car. I mean, some people can, but most of us, it's baby steps to get there, and that's okay. If you have to baby step through the believe releasing process, as long as you just keep moving, it's okay. You get to do it in your own time. It's your journey. It all will unfold in right time, just as it is meant to be for whatever reason. So for me, mine took, well, before I even started to awaken, decades. And then it took several years to get to where I am. And that was by design. Why? Because I meant to help other people get there too. Now, if I just went 0 to 60 and got right there, well, maybe it was just that I meant to enjoy it for my life and to ripple that out to my family. But for me, it was much different than for somebody else. And that's totally okay. So, this step 4B, the journey level truths, can only be done with your higher self. Just like the whole believe releasing process. And you must be connected to your emotional body. I'm pretty sure, I know this other part that's coming up a little bit later. I'm pretty sure that I speak about emotional bodies in the Awakening Journey video series inside my private group. So you might want to check that out, request to join the group, fill out the questions, I let you in. You can watch the video series. This is also called emotionally led releasing, for step 4B, instead of experience led releasing. So what you're doing is linking to the core set of low vibration emotions that have core theme issues rather than just linking to individual experiences. That's why this is such a really cool supersized silver bullet step of the believe releasing process, is because you're not just piecemeal, this experience, let me deal with it, that experience, let me deal with it, this experience, let me deal with it. You're not dealing with the broccoli separate from the grief and sadness you felt after your favorite aunt passed away at her reception. You're dealing with that feeling that you had in both of the experiences that is the same common denominator. And once it is the truth is created around it, the understanding is found, and you've created that truth, then you link to the journey level truth that applies to all the emotions. Okay, cheers to those two parts of step 4. All right, so I want to share with you a little bit around field set tools for creation of truths and their correct usage for releasing low vibration. So this can get a little bit, I'm going to try and keep it more high level, as there's a lot of nitty gritty detail in it. But I'll try and keep it high level for you so you're not sitting here all day listening to me. There's 2 ways to create truths. The first one is manual and the second is automatic. And it can be, like I mentioned, there's a lot of detail. It can be, and usually is, a really extensive step in the believe releasing process. So high level view. Okay, so manual creation of truths can be used as ongoing management of your stored and transitional vibrations. Now, all this detail about vibrations that I'm going to kind of high level over is definitely in my Awakening Journey video series inside my free private group. Take a watch and listen. You can also create what's called truth buckets for experience-led releasing of stored and transitional vibration, which is another part of the silver bullet and links very closely to the journey level truths. So what happens is you have a past experience that you've understood, and the emotional energy of it has been released for the related memories in the subconscious mind vortex group. So let's say you have the emotion around seeing the broccoli on your plate, and you release that emotion. It's linked to, in your subconscious mind vortex group, it's linked to the memory of the reception after your favorite aunt's passing. That's the link. So you can kind of figure how that goes. So you would create a manual truth to capture what's been understood, and then that manual truth becomes part of a larger truth bucket of amalgamated truths. So you can literally visualize it, imagine it in your mind as a big bucket, or, you know, a pail. This is a glass, obviously, but a big bucket, and you're creating these truths, and they're dropping in, they're dropping in, they're dropping in, they're all in the same grouping. And then you have a journey level truth that encompasses all of that. So what happens is that these truths can be referred to later to release low vibration for other experiences that are relevant to the truth bucket. So maybe there's something you're dealing with all these creation of truths of these experiences and emotions right here, and you may have a lot. And there's more and more layers as you go through each one, and you're adding to that awareness list. You release one experience, a fear around an experience, and you have 10 more that come to mind, right? So that's not necessarily your case, but that was for me. So sometimes there'd be another one that came to mind, or 2 or 20. Like, who knew there were so many layers? But what happens is that this truth bucket of amalgamated truths that are getting referred to later, well, maybe after I've gone through my whole awareness list, oh yeah, there was this other time I didn't feel so good about what happened, and there's another one that is relevant to that truth bucket. So this speeds up the releasing process for both experience-led and emotional-led releasing. And what I found was when you hit the right one, the right experience that you create a truth for, there's a whole bunch of them that'll just fall like dominoes, dominoes stacked up, and it'll go brrrr, and all of them are cleared from fear to love automatically. And this is what addresses your subconscious mind vortex groups and archive memory markers. Basically, it's like that dripping tap of emotions. This is all talked about in the book, and I'm pretty sure it's in my Awakening Journey series as well for more detail. I could have whole lives just on each of these little things I am mentioning, so that's why we're going to keep it high level. But again, the dripping tap of emotions, it's like you feel pretty good at some points, and then you dip down, and it's because there's a piece of broccoli on your plate. You have no idea why all of a sudden you feel really crummy. It's that dripping tap of emotion that runs in the background, and this is how you change it. Okay, next. Cheers to getting through that part. Okay, helpful tips in truth creation. Let's talk about that for a little bit. So, some things I want to remind you of from previous steps in the believe releasing process. The law of balance. So you can call in the law of balance so that you can become calm and tranquil and allow yourself to receive the experience from your higher self, what these emotions are linked to that you're feeling. And then here's the great part. When you're creating truths, not everything is going to hit home right away. So, what happens is, and some of you may have tried things like affirmations. This is very similar. But you could say, I am a millionaire 1,000,000 times a day. But if you don't really feel that way, or there's something in your subconscious mind that doesn't agree with you and you don't even know it, you'll never truly believe it, and you'll never even come close to having the possibility of being a millionaire. So what happens is you need baby steps to get there. You need to find a way for your subconscious mind to believe what you are telling it, so that your subconscious mind can accept it and rewrite the program from fear to love. So there are 3 different ways, words, phrases to use in truth creation. And it is I allow, I desire, and the truth is. And depending on where your new truth falls will depend on what feels like it really hits home, what phrase you use. So you're going to maybe say things like, if you can't say the truth is, I love myself, that's a far stretch for you for whatever reason, whatever emotions and experiences led you to that being a far stretch. You could say something like, I allow myself to no longer feel bad about who I truly am. I allow myself to no longer feel XYZ, whatever, fill in the blank, and see how that feels. That helps you understand more around the experience, and then you can move to the next part of that. So when that starts feeling really good, and like you truly believe that statement, I allow myself, yada, 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 you can move to I desire. And when that feels good, then you can move to the truth is, I truly love who I am. And you'll feel it light you up in your inner being, in your emotional bodies. You will feel it. So you recognize that when you feel it, and you desire for more of that good feeling. So as I mentioned, these 3 statements have different strengths in truth creation. You must be able to feel the truth in order to release the low vibration and create the true change you are so desiring. Period. End of story. But that's how you get there, is with those 3 phrases. So when you're creating truths, you're going to set the intention with your higher self to create a truth bucket. Oh, sorry, I skipped a line in my notes. Let's roll back for a minute. First, you're going to create the truth. Then you're going to set the intention with your higher self to create a truth bucket to add the truth to. Then you're going to, later, as you feel better and feel good about all of your truths you created, you can add high vibrational feelings to a truth bucket. So there's good stuff in there, and you're pouring even better stuff in there and mixing it all around. Another thing you can do is generate a standard truth to release transitional low vibration generated in specific scenarios. I said that right. So this is usually used for in the moment experiences, and it has 4 steps to it. That's why we're doing high level overview today. Okay, so what happens when you've created all these truths is then you can trigger your vortexes of emotion with truths. And your vortexes of emotion are, a lot of people have learned them as chakras, but they really are vortexes of emotion. And when you learn how to light them up, you'll know why, because you can really, really feel it in your emotional body, which is this and your body. So your vortexes of emotion are, in your throat area is your trust vortex. Around here is your love vortex. Your solar plexus, I'm not standing up, so use your imagination. Your solar plexus is your hope vortex. Down in your tummy gut area is going to be your truth vortex. And then down in your pelvis is your strength vortex. Okay, so let's move on to talking a little bit about some feel set tools that could help you with step 4 of the believe releasing process. I've mentioned this on several of the lives, creating an awareness list. So this is where you're going to start. When you are not ready to work with transitional low vibration truth creation in the moment, this is the awareness list you've created. Oh, I didn't feel so good about that experience. Let me write it on my list. And then you add to your awareness list as your higher self brings experiences and emotions to you. And as you're working through that awareness list to create your truths, this is where more things will be brought to you by your higher self to add to your list. Obviously, the practical guide for connecting to your higher self is needed first and foremost before that awareness list can move from fear labeled to love labeled. And using the energetic practice tuning exercises with your higher self are great to really strengthen that connection. You can connect to your inner being, connect to your bodies, your emotional bodies, and call in the law of balance and other laws. Obviously, the releasing process is the main feel set tool we are talking about this month, and creation of truths and their correct usage for releasing low vibration. All of these feel set tools are found in the back section of the book Believe, and they are all things that I can help with you one-to-one if you are needing some additional help and support. So, cheers to the feel set tools to help us change our fears to love labeled memories. Okay, so just to remember the believe releasing process, you're going to have your higher self will bring through to you downloaded thoughts and feelings. And then you will purposefully relabel your fear labeled memories in your subconscious mind to love labeled memories. You'll remove any egoic resistance to the inner being along the way. Your vortexes of, you'll remove, let me say it correctly. You will remove any egoic resistance to the inner being vortexes of emotion for each and every memory. You'll control your stored and transitional low vibration generated because of your past experiences. And then you'll be able to let go. You'll have perspective. You'll practice. You'll gain a deeper understanding as you actually go through the process. And through the process, you will create new truths. And as the process continues through practice and perspective, your higher self will bring you opportunity to strengthen your truths. So let me just check. Any questions? I don't see any on the live. So we'll just kind of wrap up with some upcoming programs and specials that will help you on your journey to true, beautiful magnificence. This month, May, I still have the Meet Your Higher Self special offer going. It is special pricing for the standalone Meet Your Higher Self session to get ready for a brand new leading edge insight higher self program that I am creating. Also, Living Your Truths, a 4-week program I have created, is starting in June. The enrollment is open now if that is something you are interested in. It is usually best if you've already gone through the Believe releasing process, or if you are evolved, we can use it to help you live an Evolve You energy. Evolve You is coming up in July. Now, to be able to get to Evolve You, you definitely need to be connected to your higher self consciously, and you need to have awakened, which you can do between now and then doing the Broadest Truth program. I have already run it, and it is not slated for June because Evolve You is coming up in July. There was some time needed for those who completed it or who are to complete it in May to have June to settle and live and evolve with their Broadest Truth for some time before jumping into Evolve You. However, if you are wanting to work one-on-one, we can work one-on-one to achieve the Broadest Truth prior to July, or you can work on other things to get you ready for the Broadest Truth and catch the next group session of that later in the year. And the Spectrum experience is coming up. I will be learning all about spectrum energy. It's an ancient energy. It is epic, and it helps, I've just lost the words of how to describe it, but it is an enhanced everyday life experience is what the energy helps bring you. I will be able to teach that sometime after I experience the event. So watch out for that later in the year. And coming up, this is brand new. This was not mentioned in any of the previous lives. I'm having a special 5-day challenge coming up starting June 13th. I am getting all the details together behind the scenes, but you heard it here first. So mark your calendars. And next week, we'll also be continuing this free weekly Believe Releasing Process series with number 5 video, the last step of the Believe Releasing process. And then tomorrow, I will be back here live at, I think, 11 a.m. I'm not sure. It's in the event. So find the event on the page, scroll down. I will be back here for free live guidance. And this time, not only will I include any live help around your higher self and questions you may have, but if there is anybody who would like help with truth creation, if that's desired, I can help with that as well live. So watch for that tomorrow right here. I am really excited about that. The last one I did earlier in the month, it ended up being a higher self tuning exercise. So if there's no truth creation needed and all questions are answered, then we might be doing another higher self-tuning exercise. We will see what happens tomorrow. I'm just excited that the energy is being held for it. Okay, so as I mentioned, booking links to enroll for all the upcoming programs are in the post above. So check those out, see what feels good to you. You can also work with me one-to-one if you prefer. We can do anything along your magnificence journey. I will help you focus, though, for what you want to achieve between whatever time period we work together to get you there and help you with that transformation. If you're not sure what is the next right step for you right now, you can book a free call and we can discuss that together and we'll figure it out and see what is needed, what your soul needs. Okay. And I want to finally just thank you all for being here. And remember, it's time to transform the next segment on your journey towards your own true, beautiful magnificence. So let's manifest true, beautiful magnificence together. I will see you tomorrow for live guidance, and I will see you next week for part 5 of the Believe Releasing process. I am sending you so, so, so much love. Bye for now.